Okay, guys, you all want to know how Kent and I got in the goat business. So, I first need to tell you that Kent and I have not been married for a long time. We have, this is Kent and I's both second marriages. So, we have not been married for a long time. We've been married since 2019, but we've been together since 2015. So 10 years this year we've been together. But anyway, so and we got together and we just had fun all the time, and we loved to go to Sale Barn. And we would go and buy. We always went for the stuff. You know how they have sales outside the sale barn. Little for those of you who live in town, you probably don't even know what a sale barn is. But we live in rural Iowa, and the little towns have sale barns. Then they have sales on. Our local one has it on Saturday mornings, and not only do they sell livestock, but people bring things and they sell outside. And so we go and we watch the livestock, and then at a certain time they start selling stuff outside. And so we would go and we would buy stuff outside. Well, we would also go and we would have cocktails, and we would go buy stupid stuff. And it was just, we were crazy and we would have fun. And anyway, we went one Saturday morning and we were having cocktails at the sale barn, and they ran in this whole pen of baby goats, because the Amish around here, we have a lot of Amish around here over by where the sale barn is, and they use the goats to milk. So they milk goats. Well, when the mama goats have baby boy goats, they take them off the mamas so they can have milk, because if the babies are on the mamas, they drink the milk. And so they take them off, and then there's bottle babies, and they sell out all these bottle babies. And they sell them for ridiculously cheap prices. Well, at least they used to before it got really popular. And so they brought in this whole pen of bottle babies. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to have some bottle baby goats. And we had been talking about it. And we had this little barn here before Timber Valley Ranch Boar Goats became Timber Valley Ranch Boar Goats. He had this little barn area here that had this little pen in it. And he said, well, we can put them in this little pen area. So, okay. And we had a couple Tito's and Red Bull, and we were sitting there. And so I bid, and they let you go and pick out the ones that you wanted. So we picked out a couple of these cute ones, and Kent goes, well, I want that one that looks like a deer. There was a tan colored one that looked like a deer. So we ended up with these 3 little bottle baby goats. And I grew up on a farm, so I knew about bottle feeding and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, we ended up with these 3 bottle baby goats, and we were holding them, and they probably weighed, I don't know, maybe 10 pounds when we got them. And, we really didn't know how old they were or whatever. They don't give you any of that. But I knew how to bottle feed and everything like that. So we held them and watched the rest of the thing and whatever. And we took a car. Kent had a truck, but we took my car on purpose that day so we wouldn't buy anything stupid like baby goats. And we bought baby goats. So we walked them across the road, because there's a parking spot across the road. And I put Kent in the car with these baby goats and said, I'm going to go across and pay for them. You'll be fine. Okay. So I go back across to the office to pay for these baby goats. And when I come back and I open the car door to get in to drive us home, he's like, they're eating everything. They're eating everything. They're eating the phone charger. They're eating the napkins. They're eating everything. I'm like, calm down. Put them at your feet. They're these little tiny baby goats. They're little tiny baby goats. And they were not boar goats. They were like a dairy cross from the Amish. Anyway, and I don't have pictures of them that I can put up. But anyway, there were these crossbred goats. And we named them Biddy, Buck and Grinder, because one ground his teeth all the time, and this one was tiny, and we called him Itty Bitty. And then Buck looked like a buck goat to Kent, so we called him Buck. So that is how we got in to goats. So then once I got in, we started bottle feeding these goats, and we took them everywhere. He built a cage for the back of our Polaris. We always drive around the neighborhood. They went with us everywhere. They were hardly ever in their pen. You would have thought they were puppies. It was crazy. Anyway, so then I started telling him about boar goats because I had some boar goats before. So then we started going to auctions and looking for boar goats. And so we went to another auction up in Kelowna, Iowa, and we found some boar goats. And that's how the boar goats started. We found a doe that had tattoos in her ears, so we knew she was ABGA registered. We found the people who had raised her on their farm, who had kitted her out, and we bought her papers from them because when they had sold her, they did not do their papers. We found them, we bought her papers from them, and that's how it all started. But it started with three little bottle baby goats and some vodka and Red Bull. So that's how it started. and yes, a lot of our stuff is back in the old days. It was Kent and I are crazy. And that's a lot of our ideas start from Kent and I are crazy. And we have a lot of fun. And now it has turned into this Timber Valley Ranch boar goats. A lot of things start with Shelly saying, I was thinking, and Kent makes it happen. So there we go. And remember, we're goating every day. Have a good day.